As the gorilla's powerful grip tightened around her, the woman's heart raced, and her mind raced even faster. Her life hung in the balance, suspended between the primal fury of the jungle and the incredible intelligence that had sparked within the eyes of this majestic creature. In her terror, she couldn't help but notice the beast's eyes. They weren't filled with rage, as she had expected, but something else entirely. There was a hint of sadness, a profound melancholy that seemed to reach out to her. It was as if the gorilla was trying to communicate, to bridge the gap between their two worlds. The woman, unable to move due to her injured ankle, decided to take a chance. She slowly extended a trembling hand towards the gorilla's massive, hairy arm. To her surprise, the gorilla didn't immediately react with aggression. It watched her hand, its grip loosening just slightly. With great care, she touched the gorilla's fur, hoping that her gesture would convey that she meant no harm. The gorilla's eyes remained fixed on her, and she saw a flicker of curiosity within them. In that tense moment, a connection was forged between the woman and the gorilla. It was a connection that transcended language, species, and fear. It was a connection born out of desperation and an innate understanding of the fragility of life. Slowly, the gorilla released its grip on the woman, allowing her to pull away from its grasp. She didn't run, she couldn't. Instead, she sat down, still close to the gorilla but not too close. She kept her eyes down, avoiding direct eye contact, a sign of submission in the animal kingdom. The gorilla, no longer angry or threatening, began to make low, rumbling sounds. It was a vocalization that the woman couldn't understand but instinctively knew was an attempt at communication. She mimicked the sounds as best she could, hoping to convey her intentions. Time passed, and an unexpected bond continued to develop between them. The gorilla didn't harm her. Instead, it seemed to protect her, guiding her through the jungle with a gentle nudging motion. It brought her to a stream where it offered her water, and then to a clearing where it gathered fruits and leaves, sharing them with her. Days turned into weeks, and the woman's injured ankle slowly healed. During that time, she learned to communicate with the gorilla through gestures and sounds. She realized that the gorilla had saved her life that day not out of anger or malice, but out of a desperate desire to protect its territory. Eventually, the woman's strength returned, and she was able to walk again. She knew she needed to leave the jungle and return to civilization, but the thought of leaving her newfound friend was heart-wrenching. It was a bond that transcended species and had forever changed her. With a heavy heart, she bid the gorilla farewell, but she knew she would carry the memory of their encounter with her for the rest of her life. It was a story that left her wondering what she would do if faced with a similar situation, and it had shown her the beauty and majesty of one of nature's most powerful and almost human-like creatures. As she made her way back to civilization, she couldn't help but reflect on the profound lesson she had learned in the heart of the jungle, that even in the most dire circumstances, empathy, understanding, and the willingness to connect with the unknown could bridge the gap between the seemingly irreconcilable.